dude.
Hey, guys. You know what? I think I may have forgot to put my own name on that one. On the intro? I don't remember seeing Chattanooga Ed ever on there.
I don't think it. That's a good question.
I know. Here, let's watch it from the very beginning. Maybe it's so close to the beginning it doesn't even get played. We're going to play it again, folks, and we'll say hi.
Hi, dude.
It was.
So Craft Ed. But tonight, we're going to talk fish. And we've got Whip down below, but he's stuck on mute. So when he's unmuted, we'll pull him up because it's no fun to talk to a guy that can't talk. But I thought we could go over the top 10 questions on Google. And then I thought a good question for veterans fish keepers. And if you got a question, can you think of a question that you think would be a good veteran one? Oh, his daughter called him. So he's on the line with his daughter.
Damn kids.
But
I hope everything's okay.
Yep. Would you like to say hi and then we'll to people and we'll get shaken?
First in was Big Steve Glass Boxes, Brad Fowler. Trying to remember what Brad's screen name used to be. SC Catahoulis, Uncle Smiley's.
Uncle Smiley's awesome.
Yeah, Larry D.
Larry D.
We got Cheryl Smith, the Zen Gingers here. Hello. Gills to Gardens.
Gills to Gardens.
Nancy Cormack. I wanted to make sure I said that right. And
I thought that was going to be Nancy B.
We need to say hi to Uncle Bruce.
Hi, Uncle Bruce. I love you. And I love everybody out there that's watching, all the family.
Mr. Fish, sir. That's what it was. I couldn't remember what it was. It was driving me nuts.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, it's Break Brad.
Yeah.
Mr. Fischler. That is awesome. Oh, my gosh. He would be another one. He'd be a really fun action figure to make because he's so big. I have been thinking of how could I make a cool Larry D action figure. And we've got Zen in the works. And I've also been thinking a lot about Uncle Smiley. So, and this is going to kind of sound goofy, but once I get enough done, I'm going to do a weekly shorts telling a story, like a comic book storyline of our fish fan, which I think will be incredibly dorky and fun at the same time.
That'd be interesting.
Also,
Oinky's here. Hello, Oinky.
Oh, hi, sweetheart. I hope you're feeling good.
Barbara Jackson and Nancy B in Tennessee.
And there's Nancy. Well, this is another thing real quick before we get into the main topic is if anybody knows any good 3D printer companies where you get the download free models, because Oinky's model requires her to have a particular bike, like a moped type bike. And Deadpool drives on one, but I don't want to spend $54 on a moped or on the bike.
Yeah.
So, but she drives a big street legal type one. But I mean, I'd be happy with a little bitty one, as long as it doesn't look really small, like Pee Wee Herman or something drove it.
Well, do you have a 3D printer?
I do. I now have a 3D printer. Just for I haven't figured it out yet. I'm trying to I'm going to start making people's heads, because like before I used to pay somebody else for heads and it would cost about $10 a head. And 3D printers were down to below $200, so I just went out and bought one. And there's a program called Bamboo where I can make my own heads from it. So I just got to figure it out. It's tricky. But yep. So I'm working on it. And I'm thinking about bringing them all to the Clash and putting them in a case just so everybody can see themselves. And I apologize if I don't have everybody, because we're working on people one at a time.
You gotta bring the ones you got done now to the Clash this year.
Well, and I've got a bunch. I mean, Dennis is still my favorite. I think this Dennis is so cool. Look, he's got a silencer on his gun.
Yeah.
He is just so cool. I couldn't find the normal hat he wears, but that's still a pretty good hat.
So, Science Gal Aquatics, hello.
Oh my gosh, Carrie, please call me tomorrow, because I keep forgetting to call you.
Well, she says she has a 3D printer and have a few cool sites. You need to text her. And hello, awesome. Dennis Christensen. Peplin Creek.
Speaking of the devil, who just showed him. Or speaking of the hitman. But like this 3D printed hat, I had to pay somebody $10 to make that hat. And $10 for the head. So that was $20 wrapped up in his head.
Well,
they're kind of expensive doing it that way. So if I could do it myself, a lot easier and a lot more affordable.
I may know a guy.
I am so sorry, Carrie. You know a guy?
Oh. People just keep coming in. Stephen P, hello. He's listening with wet hands. Fish Dreams is here. Aquatic Moose. The Xanadu is here. 186 Element is here.
Awesome. Well, I'm not going to respond to where Ben's talking.
That's funny.
Oh, man. But it's tricky because I don't know everybody in person. So it's like Benjamin, I could give him, if I could find a Cujo dog, that'd be awesome. He could be like, could dress him in overalls with a chain wrapped around his like shoulders and pulling his great big Cujo. Well, that would be awesome.
That looks like a boxer in his in his picture.
I thought it was a Saint Bernard.
No. Or it could be a Great Dane, one of the two. Oh, Kalish, hello. HHD's here.
Hey there.
310 Aquatics.
Awesome. And we got
hello, and hello, Geek Boy. I love you too.
Well, and we've got super cool whip. Oh, and look, we're styling and stylish.
What's going on with this guy over here?
He's in Pennsylvania.
No, that's right. He's not.
I didn't use my daughter as an excuse to go change to match Ed, okay?
So get this. I know you guys are in the middle of something, but
not really.
She's in the middle of a divorce, okay? So she just calls me and she says, I need to talk to you for a minute so that before I lose my mind. And I said, okay. And she says, the divorce is like her ex is living with a guy or a girl that has a dog that is aggressive, right? I mean, it's bit people. And she's got two little ones, 8-year-old and a newborn. So the court says, you got to have the dog put away. 3 days in, it took 3 days. The dog barks the whole time that it's locked up. So they decide, well, we're just going to muzzle it and let it go. I'm like, come on. The court says you got to do this, but that's not working for us. So we're just going to do something else. I'm like, don't do anything stupid. Call your lawyer.
Scary.
Call your lawyer and explain the situation. Anyway, that was the drama I had to deal with. So, what are we talking about? I missed it. I saw that Denny was up there in his top hat, and then that was all I saw.
We were just saying hi to people.
Yeah, and we were just buying some time. I did get Dr. Anthony's head stuck to his body.
Woohoo! Look at that
I
head.
found out a really good
fine looking head.
Instead of gluing it, use that tic tac stuff, or that putty that sticks to the wall and you pull stuff. They say stick that in their head, and then you can turn their head any direction you want, and it always kind of stays tacky.
Really?
So you put that in the hole in their head, and then whammo.
Holly Gibbs.
I'm not going to tell you guys who this is, but unfortunately, this guy, I had to make his neck taller than his body. So, because when I put the head on, the neck on this action figure made him look like he had no neck at all. So he's always just going to be in a single spot. But I'm not going to tell anybody who that is right now.
It's Geek Boy, right? Because Geek Boy doesn't have a neck.
Oh, well.
Better be careful. You might get your finger neck.
I just picked him out because he was one of the last ones I saw. He come up on the chat. That head is big enough.
And you also had Holly Gibbs and Boots Cats come in.
Bootsy.
Well, hi guys. Welcome to the crowd. Well, I thought what we would do is we'd go over the top questions that fish keepers ask Google. And because Google always keeps a running count. Like you could literally ask Google, who are the top 10 looked at boy bands? And they'll give you the top 10 boy bands, so they'll give you whatever people are looking up. But I thought that all these questions really didn't apply as well to experienced people like us. So I wanted to start off by kicking it off with one bonus question. We're going to start off, say, if I'm going to a fish swap, how should I go to be prepared? What should I be prepared for? And I'll let you go first. Or do you want me to go first? Then you guys think about it.
Can you say that real quick one more time? Just
yes.
Because I was drifting. I was looking at Dee Dee's comment saying "go tit," and I didn't understand what that meant. So.
Oh no, that was got it.
Sure it was. Sure it was. Hello, Dee Dee.
I'm like, what is she saying?
That was from earlier on their show. It was hashtag got it. And Foxy didn't know what she was saying when she said it.
I'm like, why? Why is she saying that? All right, sorry. I derailed us. But she derailed me first, so I'm blaming her.
So I'm going to show you guys what I do. The number one thing that I do for a fish swap, going into a fish swap, other than maybe going to the ATM and getting a lot of money, is like the Aquarium Co-op gave out these bags and they're insulated. I keep this thing in my truck now all the time because of fish stores and everything, but it's insulated. And you're saying, well, I didn't get the opportunity to get mine. Corey didn't go to my aqua shell and give it to me at mine. Well, I also got this one at Buc-ee's for $10. And look at how huge this is. This thing is awesome. And
did you see I went to Buc-ee's?
Yes, I did see that. But Buc-ee's was selling yellow and red ones. And I think the yellow would be really hard to lose because it's like the bright yellow. But they may have also had like powder blue that was really ugly. But I mean, this is a great deal, and it has these snaps So it even expands to be a bigger bag. So I take this to the G.I. Joe or toy shows that I go to because it's got that extra padding in there to protect my action figures that I might buy. And it also gives me something to like push in front of people to keep clear my path, instead of just using my fists.
Mhm.
So nobody wants to get hit by a big Bucky's bag.
I have one of
Yeah.
those that's from Peplin. Peplin. I'm looking at Peplin right there. From Primetime. I know you. I don't
It's
know
awesome.
if that's a good subject to bring up
No.
as he's competing against you currently, but he had some for sale at the last Quad City swap. I actually bought one and I sent it to Oinky. I don't
that's
know
awesome.
if she's here today or if she's over there, but
No, she's here.
she's here. Yeah, I was able to get her one too because she said, "Oh man, I wish you were closer," and I'm like, "I can do it. I'm going." But yeah, it's not as nice as that Bucky's one though. Theirs
Bucky's
is a
one
little
is
bit
super
cheaper.
cool.
Yeah. What's that?
The Bucky's
I
one is
didn't hear
super
you.
cool.
Yeah, it looked
And it was
like
only
you could actually put some
$10.
stuff in it.
I couldn't believe it for $10 for a collapsible cooler. That's a great deal.
Yeah. I got one from Fishtoberfest, like Boots Cats had mentioned. That thing is freaking awesome. I got one also from the ACLC, had them, but they no longer. I think I got it 2 years ago at the Clash, or maybe one of the swaps.
What?
Can't remember.
Did they give us
but
out one at the Triple Crown that holds one bag of fish?
Well, what are you gonna do with that?
We got one that at one of the shows I went to, they gave us a little orange one that you could put one bag of fish in and snap it down and hold it like this.
No.
But I think it would be perfect for frozen fish food.
Yes.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. If you're gonna use it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, did you see? Speaking of that, I mean, because they really don't get that at fish swaps, but San Francisco Bay made one of them, and you could buy it for $5 at Petco, and put your frozen fish food in it. It's sweet. It's an insulated little bag. Them frozen fish food sleeves fit right in them, and you don't have to have a big giant one.
It's awesome.
So those bags are awesome. The problem is you can fit a lot of fish in them and they get freaking heavy. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's
true.
That's definitely a good idea.
I mean, that could be probably 5 gallons. That'd be 40-some pounds.
Yeah.
If you fill that completely up. Yeah. Wow,
I have one of those too, Geek. I did get one of those. It's in my my Steelers room. It is currently so jam-packed with crap I can't get in there. But yeah, I don't have the cool one like Ed has though. Ed has a really nice one from Co-op.
Yeah,
mine's in my truck. Mine always stays in my truck.
Co-op one even has this nice pocket in front.
That's where my primetime one is. Yeah, the one that they said
beef jerky stick. And
thanks for reminding me. I got to do something.
I got a Garden of Eden stick. 2 stickers in there.
You know what else works, Ed? It's way more inconvenient because that is less intrusive. The bag. Go with the bag if you can get the bag, people. But if you can't, I've seen, and I keep one in my truck with the bag, the walk behind coolers, the insulated coolers.
Oh yeah,
that'll work as well.
And it
might
have
like a wagon.
For a drink.
You know, if you have the ones with the wheels on it and the little collapsible handle thing, you can drag it behind you.
I got to stop this comment real quick before it gets into people's heads. Because of Geek Boy. You pulled that Slim Jim out, made me think of something. There was an ongoing joke between myself and Blake and his wife with a Slim Jim. It just showed up. Like she kept it's an ongoing thing. So I sent them a whole box of Slim Jims to their house.
Oh, that's awesome.
so,
Well,
so it reminded me that I need to send some to their shop. Is what I
Hey,
need to do.
Adele. Moose. how
hi,
you
Adele.
doing?
Oh, she's going to bed.
June.
Sweet dreams.
Who's going to bed?
Is that what you said? Good night to Adele?
No, I just said
Let's
hello.
see.
She said
We'll see what you
bearded bandits. I don't know what that
Oh,
means.
That's us.
said. That's us.
Oh, that's us.
Damn.
I am not good at
I
thinking
thought you
outside the
said-
box.
Well, wait. It would be like morning
She's
time
like,
for
huh?
her. It's probably like 8 in the
is.
morning there.
There's 16. She's 16 hours ahead.
So what's that from this?
Well, we'll just say it's 10 o'clock. It's about 1 in the afternoon there, probably.
Oh, wow. Well,
So,
this thing is from the Clash.
yeah, it was
Oh,
from
So is that still healthy to eat?
Well, it was never healthy to eat, but it's probably still good.
So, well, can you say what the question was again?
Yeah, what's the question again?
Oh, well, okay. These are tips for going to a fish swap. I'm going to give another tip real quick. If you're at a table and you see some awesome fish and you say, boy, those are great, I'm going to come back and buy those in an hour, they're never there.
Mm-mm.
Every time they've been bought. You have
But-
got to act fast.
Can I counter that?
Sure.
You're right. You are 100% accurate. But this is what happens to
Greg.
me. Every time I go, I'm like, I never know which way to go. I will go buy it and not find another one and then go to buy it and it's gone. Or, so
Yeah.
I change up my
It's everywhere.
philosophy. I buy it right away and then 3 tables down, there it is, 2 of them for less than I paid for the one. Every time that happens to me.
Here's the two times it's happened to me. There's a guy in my local club that breeds long fin white clouds. And these white clouds are the most fantastic white clouds I've ever seen in my life. The red fins are like cherry red and their bodies are almost a white silver. They are just gorgeous. And he had like 10 bags. And in the half hour from, I didn't want to carry it because I was videotaping. Next swap, I'm going straight to him and buying them from him. And then the other time it's happened to me really bad was the super guy that lives in Cincinnati, or lives in Ohio, breeds all the Corys. Super famous Cory breeder and
In
catfish
Ohio?
breeder. Yeah.
I don't know who that
Oh my God.
I know the one in Pennsylvania,
What's his name?
Eric Bodrock.
Oh, well, that's who it was, Eric Bodrock. I thought he lived in Ohio.
Mm-mm.
Well, Pennsylvania, you
They're
guys are
close.
like,
No,
they're like the same state.
no,
is. No, they're not.
They're like 2 peas in a pod.
no.
They hate each other.
They're like 2 ticks on a dog.
That's like Penn State. You're a Penn State fan. You say you're a Buckeye fan. You're full of shit.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Well,
Hey, George. Hey, Zanny.
no, it's all right. I don't like Buckeyes because I think they would taste terrible.
TK.
Oh no, the candy's good. I'm talking about the football team, the Ohio State.
My running back in high school used to have a Buckeye he would put in his sock and tape it around his ankle.
You're talking about.
And I was like, Aaron, what if you get hit right on that thing? This
You're
little
talking-
ball.
Yeah, you're not talking about the candy. You're talking
I've
about
never
the
heard of
nut.
candy. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I just heard about the nut. But he would tie or tape this nut to his ankle every game. And I'm
That's
like,
weird.
dude, that is the worst thing to do.
You might want to
That
get
sounded
that.
funny.
I'm sorry. Oh, my brain just went. He may got a condition. He may want to get that checked.
You'd think he
Name's
wouldn't be a
the
good
lady.
running back.
Oh
JD.
God! I pictured this, a thing from Jackass whenever you just said that. Sorry, the movie.
gosh.
So I got a couple tips.
Yeah.
Hello,
But just
Night
a
Out.
tip.
Not just a tip. But anyways, one is a good, well insulated bag or cooler, because here's the thing. Second one is self-control. You might as well throw that right out the freaking window. Okay.
Cash.
And the money. Because another thing that is nice, so that you don't run into Whip's problem, is if you go to the ones here in Pennsylvania, like the ACLC swap or the CCY swap, a lot of the same people go to them. I mean, you still have your locals that come, but you got a bunch of other people.
I know where you're going with this, and I agree.
Yeah. So one of the things is whenever you go onto the site, or if it's a Facebook site, or if it's the club site, or whatever site they have, and you see people what they're bringing, some people will put up there what they're bringing. You can compare it that way, because there's quite a few people that bring the same thing. It happens, but you could price it that way. Then you could possibly pre-order that way.
Ooh.
Or if you know the people, they'll hold them for you. Okay, so that's a good thing to have, because we talked about, didn't we talked something about that a couple weeks. Oh yeah, we did. A couple weeks ago we talked. Matter of fact, last week we brought that up. But that's one of the good things, is that's a good way to. I would like to tell you're going to save money that way, but you're not. Right? Because you're going to pre-order these, right? You're already going to have that money spent by the time you leave. Before you get there.
More. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're going to spend more, so it doesn't matter. So one thing that I would suggest is put yourself on a budget. Take the amount of money that you want. Sorry, I saw something.
Squirrel.
Yeah, but just take the amount of money that you want to spend. Don't use your PayPal. Don't use your credit cards or whatever, because I'm going to tell you, you're going to buy a lot of stuff.
Treat it like gambling almost, right? I mean, take what you're going to spend and don't spend any more.
Well, what I like to do is take $200 and say, I need to make sure that I can eat afterwards.
I thought
try to spend less than 150.
Yeah, that wouldn't work for me. If I had $200 cash, I would spend $200 cash.
Oh yeah, it's.
Yeah, I bring what I can. I bring what I can afford, and then that's it. So then it's kind of like the Fish Fam Auction baseball league, where I'm like, oh, I got to be careful.
And today's first day of baseball.
Yeah, and my boy Schwarber hit a home run. Schwarber.
Oh, congratulations! I haven't even checked any baseball yet today.
I looked right away.
I forgot about that. Whoops.
Norfolk has come into the house and is saying some hellos.
Hi, North.
I don't know if you guys said hello to George already, but hello, George. Nancy B in Tennessee is here.
Well, once
another reason. Hold on
for a second. Yeah,
go ahead. The insulated bag is a good idea also, because if you're going to a spring one, the bags are going to be cold. So having it, whenever we was at the ACLC, the fish got cold. Unfortunately, yeah, I had.
Hey, Babs.
I had a death, and then there was deaths there that was going on, but we got it squared away. And then I bought another one since they were mailing them. Where can you find L397s for $25? Okay, it's cheap. To me, it is.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely bring an insulated bag if you think you need.
And in the summer,
an insulated bag or a cooler.
It's 100 degrees here. And then your car's like 120 when you first get into it, even if you pop all your windows down and start blasting.
Mm-hmm.
The humidity's nasty here. It might be raining and be 120 degrees in Chattanooga. It'll get nasty that way. Well, not 100. It'll feel like 120 with the inside your car with the humidity.
Right. No, it might be. I don't know. Skip would know better than any of us how hot the cars get. I mean, there's a reason why people die in those damn things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't leave your dogs in your car.
Yeah,
Dogs
it doesn't
and
take but a
babies.
minute or two.
With the sun beating on, I think it can get up to 10 to 20 degrees hotter than outside.
And quick.
Always feels horrific.
Yeah.
Well, while we have Nancy B on the line here saying hi to Larry and Dee Dee, Nancy, when is the swap? Is it this coming weekend in Nashville or is it the following weekend? And I need to find out if she is selling any of her rice fish, because if she's selling her rice fish, I'm going to buy some rice fish.
While we're waiting for an answer on that, I would like to convey my agreement with Mr. Skip. If you are going to a swap, I would highly recommend you pre-buy if that is an option somewhere. Hey, Susan.
Susan's here. And the mini fish swaps with Susan.
Okay, again, it goes back to prime time. I buy fish from him so that they are there when I get there. I don't have to hurry, because you want a tip on I got 2 tips for you. Lady Diane. I've been enjoying your shorts or they're not really shorts, but they're short videos of your swap at the I don't even know what that would be, but they're little stones, little decorative stones and whatnot that she's been dealing with. Or
man, I'm going to have to check those out.
Yeah, I mean, they are very cool. It's not something I even thought I would be interested in, and I find myself watching. She did like 3 or 4 videos. Anyway, I digress.
I think can we just say that I think Lady Diane is the classiest woman in the fish fam? Nothing personal to all the other wonderful women, but she is just one classy lady.
But so are the rest of you.
Yeah, but I mean, she's like lawyer CEO level.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to make sure I try to make sure I buy them beforehand if I can. And if not, you got to be there early. Like I would go well before the swap opens if you want the most selection. But if you want the best deal, then you have to wait till the end when they're damn near giving everything away, which they do. There's a lot of them that'll like, I don't want to take this home. Make me an offer. And Tom.
For sure.
He must mean you, Skip. I'm going to start calling you Tom now. Oh, because you are Tom.
I am. Tom ass.
I don't know that I've ever called you Tom once in my life, but that yeah, the deals are at the end. But they're not always something you're looking for. So you got to be careful there. You could really buy a lot of fish that you don't have a spot for.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Yeah. I'm glad this time that everything that I did get, I did have a spot for. Middle name Drone, buddy.
Yeah, he took a stab at it. What's up, Jeremy?
Let me just do a Skipper middle name.
Yeah, he did. He took a shot.
That ain't it. That is way far off.
Okay, what's opposite side of the alphabet from M?
Tobias. Is it Thomas Tobias? That would be. We could call you TT.
TTS.
What is the opposite of Matthew?
It ain't Xavier. Getting closer though.
It's hard to do opposites of names.
Somebody Google it.
I like to always make sure I have 1 or 2 tanks open before I go to a swap, and then I always also add the quarantine tank. So I can normally do 3 types of fish.
Right.
When I
Well, even if it's an open tank or a quarantine tank, you have to have quarantine tanks. Whether it's a normal tank that you are going to keep them in or not, that becomes your quarantine tank until it isn't. Right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Ed? Because you might trust these people, but yikes! I wouldn't just throw them in with your fish right from the swap.
All my fish, I don't hardly have. I only have like.
Hey, Toonie.
Out of all my tanks, I think I only have 2 tanks that have multiple types of fish in them. Nope,
Like
that's a lie.
Species?
Because I do have if you take out catfish and plecos, because I have plecos, I've got plecos in 2 tanks, and one has guppies in it, and the other one has goodaids in it, and then I have 1 tank that has guppies and cories in it, and then I have a cory tank filled with cories and black neon tetras. So yeah. And a Pandagara, who thinks he's a Cory cat. Because he just swims with. Well, and there's a couple of loaches in there too. There's a few zebra loaches, but I never see them. They're always hiding. They're huge. I mean, they're probably the biggest fish in the tank, but I have a lot of places for the Corys to hide in, so they're always hiding. But yeah, I would say I have the majority of all my tanks are species only. So when I say a tank open, I mean a completely empty tank for them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You got to have. Because you don't want to introduce. Well, even if those fish are healthy, they might still be carrying something that they have become immune to.
Oh yeah.
Or not immune, but they just their systems have been able to keep it at bay. And you throw them in with your fish that have no idea. Then everything
totally happens.
Yeah, happens all the time.
Yeah, it does. And don't ever drop your water in there. I don't know how you guys, maybe every single person knows this, but always take your fish, net them out of the bag. So you're not adding that extra water from those tanks into your column, because there could be floating gross things in there too. So at least you're eliminating odds there too.
I don't always do that when they're going into a quarantine tank. Like if they're going into a quarantine with nothing else in there other than them and their water, then I don't worry about it as much, because they're already in that water. So there's no risk. But
I think it's like, I don't know. No, never mind. It's probably from plants. I was going to say some of the little worms and things that you get in your tank might come from other water columns, but they probably come off plants.
There's a chance you could get but that usually parasites are in the fish, so they're going in with the fish. So they're not usually. I mean, I'm sure, I don't know hardly anything about diseases and parasites, but I would guess that most of them are on the fish, so they're going to be in your tank regardless. I don't think there's any free floating ones, right? Other than, what are those little thread-like worms?
I mean,
detritus, maybe?
No, I think they all could be free floating. Because like ick, it pops and drops and gets in the water column, gets back on it. It just doesn't grow on one fish. So it's a water column. Ick is a water column. So I'm just thinking maybe Hydra might be in the water column. You could have some really small water hydra in
Yeah,
there.
that's a good point. I might have to rethink my my philosophy.
So there's a few things that I think can float in that water that you can get that just it's worth doing. And what I use is I use a 5-gallon bucket and a little clip. I should have brought. See, that's the problem with not being in the fish room. But I keep a 5-gallon bucket in there and like one of those clips that you put on your
Yep.
potato
I do
chip
the
bags,
exact same thing. Yep.
and I net my net to it and
Pour
pour
it
it
right
in.
in.
And if they flip out of the bag somehow, they're in the
They're
5-gallon
going in the
bucket
bucket.
with their water.
Right. Yeah.
So
The safest way to go.
yeah, really is. But
I don't
boy,
remember who taught me that. You might have taught me that. Because I never used to do that before. That's a recent thing. That's one of the things that I've learned from YouTube.
Well, that was actually James that gave me that idea for the clip. Because I used to try to balance it all, and James would clip it, and that was just a great thing that James would do.
There was a James sighting today.
Oh, that's awesome!
Yeah, he was in one of the few previous streams. I don't remember which one.
Well, that's great. I miss James quite a bit. But
Yeah.
oh jeepers! I started thinking about James, and now I forgot what I was thinking about. I had something I was gonna
did it
point out.
involve the water and the net and the bucket?
Yeah. Now here's one of Google's top questions. Okay, so I asked Google some of these. What are the most asked questions? And it was the number one question people ask is, well, okay, the number one is what size tank do I use for a Pacific fish? So somebody might say, I just got a Petricola synodonis. I got a group of them. What size tank? And so Google tells you what size tank, or or what their opinion. But that's the number one. And I was going to go around the horn and have us all take like, oh, there's Dr. Anthony.
Yeah, blah blah blah.
I was going to have us all take one. Did Dr. Anthony say that why is he busy tonight? I mean, if he can't come up,
totally cool. He just said he was out for tonight.
Him and his wife are out.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't want to put him on the spot.
I hope she's putting them to work.
Well, that happens sometimes. But I thought we could go around the horn, but I mean, we've already talked 42 minutes on just the fish swap stuff. My favorite thing about the fish swaps also are afterwards hanging out with some friends and eating at a restaurant and talking. So that's another reason why it's really important to have a good bag to insulate your fish. Because sometimes it's just so hot you can't do that. Because otherwise, dead fish.
Well, you could be like what Big Steve did and brought the fish into the restaurant with us.
Yep. Big Steve's pretty cool.
Because it was still chilly here in March, so it just it was just chilly.
That is the other issue you have. Hey, Cece.
Look at Big Steve's face.
Yeah, he's angry.
That's just the Hulk's face. I just painted it to look like his face over the green. And I gave him his goatee. And I'm like really happy
that
with
looks
this.
about that looks
I know
about
he didn't
right.
He doesn't need a 3D print. I wish I could get action figures that worked perfect for everybody like that. Well, I mean, Whip, that's exactly what Whip looks like in real life.
It is. Look. I can't.
If he was riding his motorcycle.
If I had a headband on.
Yep. He has to have a headband when he drives his motorcycle so he doesn't crash. And then he does that thing with his teeth. After he gets done driving, he goes like this to check to see if there's any bugs in there. Because he's such a good motorcycler. Have you ever had a bug get in your mouth, Whip?
In my mouth. I took a. You'll get a kick out of this. I was back when I first started riding. I thought it was cooler to not have a windshield. You know, windshields are for old men. So I'm back there. And I see off to. Can't see where I'm pointing, but it was off into the field. We were going to Alpine Valley, which is a music venue where like Motley Crue was going to be playing that night. And I see this bumblebee. I can see it from like 100, yards away. That's how big it was. And I'm like, oh no, and it sure enough hit me right there in the chest, stung me, and this side of my chest is just like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And this side is Whip, I'm like, damn, I need to get stung on the other side.
Oh man.
But I've taken a June bug to the right above my eye. It cracked me and laid me back all the way back onto the passenger seat. Because I don't know if you guys have been hit by a June bug doing about 55, but holy crap. I mean, that hurts like a mother.
You're like a rock.
Yeah.
Did you ever get hit in the head by a bumblebee?
I've never been hit in the head by the bumblebee. The bumblebee got me in the titty.
I got hit in the forehead by one of them carpenter bees that burrow into your,
Same thing. Bumblebee, carpenter bee. They're not the same thing, but they look almost exactly the same. Hey, big cat.
Did you know that half of them are males and they don't have stingers? The males. The ones that are more black are the males, and the ones that have equal stripes are the females. And the carpenter bees, they split the duties. The male and the female both take care of their worms.
Not that I don't believe you, but I don't trust you. I'm not going to play with them.
Yeah, well, we get thousands of them here, and we use a drone to kill them and everything.
They bite, they don't sting.
You know what, though? I don't know about carpenter bees because we don't have those here. We have bumblebees, and they live in the ground. And of all the bee species that I come across, hey, Foxy.
Well, then maybe the males can bite, and the females can bite and sting.
They are not aggressive. I have a nest out in my backyard where I mow right over top of them, and they come out and they're like, "What the hell was that?" They buzz around, and by the time I come back around, they're like, whatever." They'll buzz around a little bit more, but they never sting me. Whereas if that were yellow jackets or something, woo-wee, you'd be running for your life.
Well, and some people really like having those in their backyard because they'll really wipe out the fly population because they eat flies and stuff. So,
yeah,
I have a hard time wanting to have wasps, but we have terrible wasps here. We have these red wasps that are just horrific.
Oh, great.
We just hate.
Just another thing I need to be afraid of.
Yeah. See, you're kind of in between the frost line from me, so I don't know if you'll have them. Because the frost line's just a few miles north of me. And so, the fire ants and everything that can't handle the frost or the freezing winters don't go past the frost line normally. Or, well, they try during the summer, but then they all die off during the winter. But our ground never freezes, so that's why they're always alive here, which really stinks. I'm right at the top of the stinking frost line, but on the wrong side of it. I'm on the non-frost side.
Well, that might be good because I'm allergic to all of that stuff, bites and stings. My wife found a scorpion in one of the B&Bs that we were renting, and she flushed it before she let anybody know that it was there. So I'm like, I didn't get to see it, but obviously she's not lying to me.
Oh my gosh, did she just pick it up and drop it in there?
It was on the how they're the little rugs that people keep in the bathrooms, to get out of the shower or whatever. That's what it was sitting on. So she just picked the whole thing up and went,
Hey, she's a tough woman.
Yeah, she.
You married well there.
Yeah, she's not afraid of much.
That's awesome. But gosh, we really got off the subject
Yeah,
of
I don't know how that happened, but it was
the
probably
fish
my fault.
topic.
It's probably my fault, people.
But I also I love going to fish swaps and buying a lot of plants too.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I buy a
Dude,
lot of plants at fish swaps.
you guys, I mean, I know we have like other resources right here in the fish pan to get plants, but if you want plants, swaps are where to be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, holy hell, there are so many plants at a swap, and they're cheap because those guys are just harvesting from what they have already. So it's not like you're paying some.
No,
And
not all of them.
not don't know me. You don't know.
I just did. I do know. Because no, it depends though. It depends on what the plan is.
I have never paid hardly money at all.
Well, you must got some, I don't know, weird people in Chicago, but no. So if you're gonna tell me you get a Pinto Anubis for $5, you're out your mind.
All right. Let me back the truck up a little bit.
Because they're in our swap.
I don't know what they're selling. Because I am not, obviously I'm not a plant guy. I cannot keep plants in here. But I keep trying.
Sorry, I had to put you.
Yeah, you had to put me right back in my place. Hey, Yonky. There she is.
Sorry.
I was talking about you earlier.
She heard you. She was here.
Oh, she was here then?
That's what I was getting at, Stephen P. So it's like it depends. He knew as soon as I said Pinto Anubis, he knew I was talking about.
Yeah,
but
I'll tell you what. On the 6th, we have a great big swap happening in Iowa, which is about an hour and a half from me. I'm going to go. I think Pep is going to be. I don't think Pep is going to be there. Foxy's going to be there. I think Sketty's going to be there. Jody P's going to be there. I think, pretty sure. So if you guys if you're near, you should definitely show up. But then I'll look at the plants because there's plants all over the damn place.
When
but they might just be. It's April 6th at the Quad City Swap.
It's now in Illinois. It moved to the other side of the river to a new location.
From one venue to another. I lost you for a minute. Yeah. I know it's at a new location. I have to figure out where that is before I go there next week.
Just a hop, skip, jumping away.
Did Nancy B say when the
she did a long time.
Nashville?
A long time
I'm trying
ago.
to find it. I forgot all about it because we started talking about getting hit in the head by June bugs.
Yeah, but sorry about that.
No, it's all right. I've been hit by them too. Okay, I'll bring some rice fish or eggs when I get more. They're starting to breed already. I mean, that's my oh, here it is. She says May 3rd. Oh, wait. Oh, the next meeting is April 5th. So we got a whole month. I wonder when the Chattanooga
not May,
Knoxville's are.
May. Yeah, for the swap you have a month. But
I think they're going to be going to Knoxville. Yeah, Saturday. I think this next Saturday, I think they're going to Knoxville to go to the place where they breed all the clownfish in America, or a whole lot of the clownfish in America. It's like this monster giant facility.
Did you see Jeremy's asking you if you're going to the OCA, Skip?
Yeah, I plan on it. I was going to type it because Ed was still talking.
You know me. I like to interrupt people.
Yeah, Jeremy, we're planning on getting a spare room.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Man,
I've
I'm
got
gonna get-
2 tanks out there that have 4 slots each. They're 80-gallon plastic, or they're like fish store tanks. And I was going to hook them up and set them up in my fish room, but now I'm thinking about keeping them clean until we get to the OCA. So that way, if anybody has fish to put in them. My problem is I'll be bringing guppies, and the guppies will swim right through the holes.
Oh, one of
You
those.
know?
Well, why don't
Yeah,
you
so-
super glue or silicone the
We ought to just have Jeremy invent
Canvas.
a whole bunch of fish tanks for us.
Yeah, can you handle that?
We should have Jeremy.
You got a truck.
Jeremy.
Jeremy has a Dodge truck. He can just build something, throw it in the back of the truck, and haul it all the way over there.
And could you make them so they look like a suitcase on wheels? We wheel it in, you push a button, and it goes,
Like a transformer.
and we just fill it with water.
I like it. Jeremy, that's your job.
That's
You
your
got- you
job,
got-
Jeremy.
You got
Jeremy,
like
you
6
don't even have
months.
to bring fish. You don't have to bring any fish to sell. You just have to spend, like, if there's 6 of us going in on this room, it'll be about $33. You'll have to chip in to let us use your tanks. And we'll
No,
play
I got him.
poker
I
and-
got him this time because he paid for my room and board this last one. I gotta
I need to
cover
get on
Jeremy.
that. I want to try to get us a room on the ground level for that. And then I'm going to try to get a room next to it. If you guys all want rooms, I could see if I could get a block of them.
I don't know
But,
that you need the. I don't know that we need the ground floor for the OCA. Because that thing went all the way to the top floor of this last year, right, Jeremy?
The
Correct
elevators
me if
did.
I'm wrong. Yeah, everything worked. It was slow. Those elevators are slow as shit. But all right, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to curse. But they're slow.
Well,
hell, the ones
one
Triple
worked.
Crown were slow.
2
What
years
is?
ago.
The ones at the Triple Crown, they were slow also.
Yeah, I can't speak to the Triple Crown. I didn't go there. But if you know how slow the Clash is, like triple that.
No, yeah, that one's pretty slow. Wow.
OCA is always in Ohio at the just outside of Cleveland. Yeah, that's what I thought.
And we'll take
It went all the way to
we'll take the beds out of the room, and so that way we have a bunch of space, and we'll bring in like a folding chair.
I don't understand why you would fly from Maryland to Ohio. That don't make no damn sense anyway.
He did that last year.
But you're more than welcome to come up here and I'll chauffeur your ass out there, I guess.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, that'd be cool. I'm fine with that. But I'm sure, I think my wife will be going to that one too.
Oh, you're going to have to sit in the back seat, Jeremy.
Oh, I got an F-350. He'll have plenty of legroom.
You have a 350? Oh, so you're going to be spending $400 in fuel.
No,
You should bring a whole lot of that bologna and sell bologna out of a cooler.
Good.
Oh.
Good.
You
Good.
could sell
Will
it
they
to
let
me
you
by the
take the
slice.
beds out of the room? I didn't
Yeah.
see that. I didn't see that this past year. Jeremy, again, I'm going to rely on your memory because mine sucks. I don't remember
did 2
anybody
years
taking
ago.
them out of the room this past year. But you did mention that.
Squirrel.
Well,
Thank you, Nancy.
I saw him thumbs up Nancy, so I figured he wanted to say something.
No, she messaged me, so I just wanted to let her know. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but
Well,
I
There
don't
were
remember
people
them
that
taking
did
any.
it.
Where do you put all the beds and stuff then?
Well, you'd put them in a room next door, like the room that you sleep in.
You throw him in the pool.
Throw them in the
What
pool.
people did was they would get combining rooms, and they would put it all the furniture into the room next door, the combining room, and then have an empty fish room. But I thought it'd be fun if we like played
Is that freaking Melvin?
card games and hung out.
Yeah, it is. That is
Melvin changed his name again. You son of a bitch! You fooled me.
Wait a minute. Who's that Melvin now?
Norfolk.
Southern.
I didn't know that. He changed it again.
There he is.
Did I mess that up? Damn it! I'll do that real quick. Sorry.
What'd you mess
No.
up?
It is scheduled for tomorrow. I'm a dumbass.
Can you guys help me with something?
Sure.
When I first met Melvin, I thought he lived in Phoenix, Arizona.
He is a
And then-
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania guy.
But I think then he moved to Pittsburgh. Did you used to live in Phoenix, Melvin? That's my question. Or did I just dream all that up about you?
Nathan's here. We're waiting for
He was like
Melvin.
6 or 7 years ago, Melvin. It was a long time ago.
That whole vendor room, I missed it. That whole vendor room had the whole room cleaned out except fish. Not sure where he put everything. I don't remember seeing that.
I'll bet you anybody you talk to them, they will help you with that. I'm sure. Because do they always have it at the same hotel?
I'm pretty sure, but I don't. Last year was my
they got a place to put that stuff because they know it happens.
What I think
but it's a lot of people
in the rooms.
Yeah, but if you now, are you keeping the bed in there, or are you moving that out too? Because if you got 2 double beds, come on, you ain't putting that in one room.
That's what they were doing. People would put the beds up. Well, you put the beds upright. You don't have to leave them like this. They carry those beds in upright, from this to this.
Yeah.
And then they just put them against the wall.
Okay, so and it was the guy up in the
Sicklings.
It's just the beds that take all the space.
Floor. Yeah, it is, but most of them, there was the one guy that he's talking about, but I think everybody else kind of just worked around the bed.
The Ohio Cichlids Association.
And we could just put the beds up. We could just literally lift the beds up ourselves and put them in a corner.
You could also build like a table that sits over top of the bed.
All right, that's just getting too much. Or you could just use the bed to place your bag of fish on, like they did at the Triple Crown. Or bring wood and just lay plywood on it or something, whichever. I wouldn't go as far as putting legs on it. But even then, that's a $40 piece of plywood.
Yeah. Jeez, that used to be cheap. But if we leave the beds up and we put them upright in there, I've got at least 2 giant YouTuber banners we could put in front of them to make them blend into the walls. And I also have my Tennessee Fish Mafia banner we could put up so we could surround the place in fish crap.
Garcia Aquatics, yeah.
Garcia. How you doing, Garcia?
Hello, Garcia.
You know what? We
Babs
are over
that's
an
not
hour.
Oh yeah, we're into Skipper's time.
Holy crap! We got to move this conversation. Skip, are you going to be doing a show next?
I was planning on it, but you just kept going.
Well, we're only 3 minutes over. So thank you, Skipper, and thank you, Whip. And thank you, Mod. You guys are amazing. And everybody here, thank you so much. Right now, while I'm in my YouTube purgatory, you guys are coming here because you're subbed to me, and I really appreciate it. And if it wasn't for you guys, nobody would be here because YouTube's not getting my stuff out until April 22nd. So we'll talk to you guys. Oh, wait. Whip just put his finger in the air.
Don't forget.
Ooh.
Don't forget that the Foxland benefit auction is live. Or on sorry, is on the 29th. March 29th. So
March
if you want to
29th.
donate, the last day, it's not on 29th. The last day to donate is on the 29th. I
Well,
should have read
and
that before I just started talking. The Foxland benefit auction on your live, please. Last day to donate is March 29th. Do you remember what when the actual auction is? I don't. Foxy,
You asked
help me
me.
out.
April 12th at 8 p.m.
There you go. See,
Eastern Standard Time.
Skip knows stuff.
I just listen to people.
Yeah, well, I listen and then I forget.
I also
And
want
there
to
it
say
is.
happy birthday to Dr. Anthony.
Happy birthday, Dr. Anthony! I didn't know it was your
We
birthday.
didn't get to sing happy birthday to him because he wasn't here.
Yeah, we were gonna though. Totally.
Yeah.
Gonna.
You could have seen me do a dance like this.
Oh, it's 6 p.m. Eastern. Whatever. I can't remember. I knew the date. I'd have showed up at 8.
I thought you listened to people.
At least I remember the damn date.
Yeah, you did.
Well, guys, let's all go listen more on Skip's channel in 2 minutes.